Yay! Congratulations! You are 15 weeks pregnant with twins. I am so very excited for you. I am Natalie Diaz, founder of Twiniversity, the world's #1 website for parents of twins. I'm also the author of the best-selling book, What to Do When You're Having Two. And yeah, I'm a mom of twins as well. Today we're going to dive in and we're going to talk about so many things about your 15th week of pregnancy. We're going to chat about some things that you may want to do, some things that you may be feeling, and overall ways to make this week a lot easier for you. So let's jump on in. Have you noticed that you have pregnancy brain? Pregnancy brain is a real thing, and I love when I'm teaching a Twiniversity class and the dads are like, "Oh, she's forgetting everything. She doesn't know where her keys are. She can't find her cell phone." Well, I still can't find my cell phone, honestly. I go on a cell phone hunt at least once a day. But pregnancy brain is a real thing, and I always refer to it as Mother Nature's Jedi mind trick, because if you really remembered everything that happened during your pregnancy, you may not have any more twinnies or a singleton. A singleton? What's that? That's crazy. So if you've noticed that you're getting a little bit more pregnancy brain, understand it goes along with the territory. Do not get panicky. Do not be concerned. You will be fine. I totally promise. But if it's like important things that you have to do, make sure that you are writing them down. Now, with that being said, if you have pregnancy brain or pregnancy mouth, I don't even know, I can't even speak anymore, I strongly recommend that you either do a voice recorder when speaking to your doctor, a screen recorder if it's a virtual appointment, or have somebody with you. Because when you go for your doctor's appointments, you may remember to ask them the questions that you want to ask, but you may not remember what those answers are. So that is something that I want to tell you about pregnancy brain, and that's kind of one of the tips that it's going to start now and go through the end of your pregnancy. Hopefully, your hospital and doctor's office have some kind of like online system where you could log in and look at, your blood work and any tests that you've had, because that way, if you can't remember, it really isn't that big of a deal. Now, if you go on over to our 15th week of pregnancy page, so it's twiniversity.com/pregnancy timeline, you'll find, a lot of tips specifically for your 15th week of twin pregnancy. You will also find bump pictures and sonogram pictures. So you could, if you want to see if your bump is comparing with the Joneses, you could head on over there and see what other people's bumps look like at this specific week of your pregnancy. Everybody always is like, Nat, what do I do? I'm 15 weeks pregnant. Well, there are a lot of things to do, and we got a bunch of checklists for you online. However, if you're thinking about going on a baby moon, this is the time to do it. This is kind of like the honeymoon period of your pregnancy where your body feels good. You might be forgetting some things, but all in all, you definitely feel better than you had previous in your pregnancy, especially if you were experiencing a lot of morning sickness in that first trimester. So if you want to take a little time off with your honey, this is the time to go on your baby moon. But just be careful, because wherever you go, I know this sounds overly cautious and neurotic, but guys, that's just me. Know the hospitals that are in that area where you're planning on vacationing, because if, God forbid, something happens, you fell or you had some cramping that you got nervous about, it's always good to have everything checked. And so if you knew the hospitals that were over there, you may feel a little bit more at ease knowing exactly what was there waiting for you. So the next thing is you have to start registering for your baby gear. I could literally go on for days, like Parks and Rec Rob Lowe, literally go on for days when I could talk about baby gear. You need strollers, you need car seats more than anything else. You need cribs, you need mattresses, you need bottles, you need breast pumps, you need accessories. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. And that's a lot of the stuff that we talk about in our classes, because we have like an hour that's dedicated to gear. So it's not a bad idea also to head on over to twiniversity.com/classes to register for a class. But even if you don't, there is a ton of information that is right there waiting on you. Now, another thing that I really usually I always kind of recommend, it's not usually, I really recommend that people start learning what the signs of preterm labor are, right? So if you feel any cramping, if you have any spotting, if you have excessive back pain, like there are a lot of different signs of preterm labor, but have a discussion with your doctor sooner than later of the things that you may specifically need to look out for. If you've had previous pregnancies and you've had previous issues, then you might already know what you're looking out for, but this is a good week to just learn what the signs of preterm labor are. Now, this week you may also notice that you're having a lot of trouble sleeping, okay? So if you find that you just can't sleep anymore and you're just worried, or your body isn't comfortable and your belly is growing, or your hips hurt or your legs hurt, you may want to invest in a good maternity pillow. I'm going to put a link below of our article on the best maternity pillows that are out there. There are a lot that are out there, so it could be a little bit overwhelming. We kind of look at like the price versus the use that you'd get out of it. But buying a maternity pillow around this time will really, really help you out because you're going to use it through the rest of your pregnancy. Another thing that you may want to start doing is you may want to start planning for help after the twins are born. So if you and your partner get an excessive amount of paternity and maternity leave, you guys may be totally fine doing this on your own. However, if you know that you have to go back to work pretty quickly after the babies are born, the same thing for your partner, you have to start looking for help now. It may not be as easy to find as you'd think. Now, if it's a family member, sure, it's going to be a lot easier. But if you have to literally find outside help, whether it's with a daycare or whether it's a nursery school, or whether you need to start looking for help for an older child and the twins, this is a good time to start thinking about it. So not only do we have to figure out who this person's going to be and where we're going to get this, help from, but it's also a really smart idea to think about your budget. What's your budget going to be? Please, I've told you guys to create a budget when it comes to your baby. You need to create a budget when it comes to help. And also know the different types of help that are available, right? Because if you know that you could have a nanny or a baby nurse or a night nurse or a doula or an au pair, there are so many different types of help that are available, and it could be a little bit overwhelming. So narrow down the type you'd like, your budget, and then go from there. So if you've noticed that despite the fact that you can't get comfortable, once you have your pregnancy pillow, that you're still waking up a million times to go to the bathroom, it's not the worst idea to stop drinking an hour before you put your head on that pillow. If you do that, it gives you a chance to kind of empty your bladder before the night. I'm not saying that you're not going to get up during the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, but you may kind of cut off one or two of those trips if you stop drinking an hour before your bedtime. So guys, in a nutshell, that's your 15th week of pregnancy with twins. There is so much more to cover. I say it every week. I'll say it again. We will literally hold you by the hand through your entire journey. And now is also a pretty good time to sign up to be a mentor. So with Twiniversity, it's an entirely free program. You could just go to our website. I'll put the link below to that as well. And we basically match you up with somebody that you could talk to, whether it's somebody in your geographical area, or maybe you have a not so typical situation, like you might be, a single mom, or you might be a military mom. We're able to match anybody up with anybody, anywhere. That's part of Twiniversity. It's kind of just being part of the crowd. It's one of the perks. And don't forget, guys, too, if you are a newsletter person and you love emails, I love me some email. I literally wake up hoping that there's certain emails in my inbox. We have the same thing for you. So we have automated email chains that are set up for you week by week. So if you're like, hey, listen, I'm 15 weeks pregnant now, expect your 16-week pregnancy email without even asking us. Because remember that mommy brain, you may forget we exist, but we'll be there to remind you. All right, guys. So once again, I am Natalie Diaz. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope that you enjoyed our quick little intro to your 15th week of your twin pregnancy. Do not forget to like and subscribe. That's what the kids do, because that way you'll always get notifications when we issue a new video. So I wish you the best. I cannot wait to see you next week. And until next time, guys, I'll see you later, alligators. Bye, guys.